The landscape of the Middle East is rapidly changing. As development continues at pace, old cities may be replaced by new communities. Celebrating 50 years in the region, Atkins conducted future-gazing research amongst their employees.
This part of the world has developed enormously in the last 50 years, and we've been a real part of that, and we've got hugely talented people. So for me it was, what do our talented people think the next 50 years is going to look like?
It revealed that property innovations they believe we'll see will include designs inspired by the natural world, predicted by 93% of employees. In the infrastructure industry, 96% believe there'll be developments in the scale and speed of the metro systems. 50% even suspect they'll be working on breathing buildings with vertical forests to combat pollution. And with 94% predicting automated check-ins as well as innovations including biometric gates and virtual shopping, our experience of aviation will also change. The journey of change in the Middle East over the past 50 years has been an incredible growth story, one that's surely set to continue over the coming 5 decades.
I see the market changing, but I also see it changing from a materials perspective. So whilst we are building with bricks and mortar, there is a move in the Middle East for sustainability. So we're seeing a lot of modern building techniques. The 3D printing era is clearly making its moves into the construction industry, and the Middle East is embracing that as well. The general trend is for people to move into more mixed-use integrated developments. So rather than having single-use developments, we're seeing more developments anchored by large retail schemes with residential as well as commercial office space, all within a similar precinct. I'm proud to say that Atkins has maintained both its architectural and its engineering credentials over this 50-year period, and we're still working to continue to strengthen that moving forwards.
The real essence is that a building doesn't have to have one function. Also, buildings have to be seen at eye level, because most of us are experiencing the buildings at eye level. And also this notion that the public buildings, which we haven't had many of in the UAE, they're now starting to appear, and that creates a whole new sense of community, which you probably haven't had to the same extent before. I hope we'll see more Dubai opera-type buildings in terms of their function. I think having community buildings that are there to gather the community, to allow talent to appear, and for people to come and get entertained, I think that is something you will see growing. And I think that's an important part of creating these successful cities.
We see the acceptance of technology, and we see that they are investing into technology. So all of this virtual reality and augmented reality becomes a front face, a new space where they can express and involve their own client. And we see that becoming more and more part of design delivery nowadays. And the main reason is just that you can virtually walk into your design before you even see it. Where before, understanding a virtual space on the 2D drawings wasn't necessarily easy. Over the next 50 years, we will have a drastic change in what we call the MaaS, the mobility as a service. Mobility as a service is pretty simple, is automated transportation, for example, that will allow customers to go from point A to point B with basically no human interaction. Everything will be automated. That will open the door to a lot of different possibilities. One of it being doing something else when you are moving, so you don't have to focus on driving anymore. But you could do shopping, you could do meetings, you could even communicate with the rest of the world.